Hello everyone, I am AugustDreams, and welcome to my 200 subscriber special. First of all, I want to thank you guys so much. 200 subs is awesome, and I'm really glad to be here today. And today, I'll be doing a Q&A answering the questions you guys left for me on my recent update video. There is quite a few to go through, but before we begin, a few things. Number 1, in the background there'll be random game footage. I know there'll be footage of Spelunky and the game Gunpoint, but not really sure what else. I'm expecting a long video, so I'll probably do another 2 games, but we'll see. And also, I'm sorry this video took a while to go up, but I was actually sick on the weekend, plus I had exams this week, so yes, I've been quite busy. But they are done, and today I'm ready to answer some questions. So let's begin. First one is a comment from Spike Chain Jump, who says, "That montage sounds sweet. You should go for it." Thank you, Spikey. And he's referring to the Amnesia Machine for Pigs montage, which went up a few days ago. There will be links to the videos on the screen, as well as a bonus video. And yes, that was a ton of fun to do. Me and Lag had a blast with it. And the response from you guys was really good as well, so I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Next 2 questions come from Polykid HD, who says, Number 1, do you know Castlevania? If you do, what do you think of it? And also, what is your favourite one in the series? I'm actually a really big Castlevania fan. I've played the ones from Symphony of the Night on PS1, up to Order of Ecclesia on the DS. So like GBA, DS, PS2 era sort of stuff. I haven't played the ones before that just because the reason I, haven't really tried them out. And the ones after that I don't really like the look of. They're like, 3D and stuff. And like Shadow of the Colossus rip-off monsters from videos I've seen and stuff, so yeah. I'm not really interested in them, but I love the 2D stuff. The 2D stuff is really good. And the ones on like N64 are pretty good as well. They're weird, but like that whole, like that chainsaw guy in the Hedge Mage. Yeah, overall the series is really great. Great music, great gameplay, I love it a lot. In fact, and this is not even a joke, I did an assignment in school about it. I actually did a website about Castlevania, like the games of the characters, the storylines, and yes, I was pretty proud about that. As for my favourite one, that is a tough question, but I would probably say Order of Ecclesia on the DS, just because it's like got really great gameplay, really awesome music. Although it's tough as nails, that game is hard, but it's really fun too, so. I suppose a close runner-up would be Dawn of Sorrow on the DS, like that's also a really good one. And Symphony of the Night is also a really good game too. And his second question is, who was your inspiration that made you LP? My biggest inspiration is probably Slim Kirby. He was the first LP I ever watched. I love his commentary style, being very informative, making a few jokes here and there. And he's just a really great guy overall. I suppose on a lesser note would be NCS, because I love NCS, whole story aspect of his LPs. Like, he has a story about everything in a game, and it's really interesting and fun to listen to. Although NCS is a bit dirty, as I'm sure you guys probably know, so yeah. So yeah, they're probably my 2 biggest, inspirations. And according to S. Blake Games, I have a very similar commentary style to Slim Kirby, which I don't really hear, but maybe you guys do, so whatever. That's pretty cool, I guess. And speaking of S. Blake Games, Blake has 2 questions for me. Number 1, what gave you the idea to use Litwick as your icon? So during my first year on YouTube, I actually had Samus as my icon. I mean, who doesn't like Samus? Samus is awesome. But when I switched to Litwick, there were a few reasons for it. Number 1, Litwick is really adorable. He is awesome. My favorite Pokemon is actually Lampent, Litwick's evolution. But I like the whole Litwick tree anyway. The whole Litwick tree is awesome. Litwick is also very easy to draw, and there are tons of pictures out there about him. And he's also very small, so he fits really well in icons, while Lampent is kind of, long sideways-wise. And Chandelure is really big too, so. Litwick seemed like a really good choice to go for. Alright, so Blake's second question is, what has been your favourite and least favourite LP so far? Least favourite? Donkey Kong Country, easily. You guys may know this, but I actually deleted it off my channel. I was very unhappy with it. It was one of my Silence LPs, and it was like my second one ever, so the quality was really bad. I did the game in a really weird order. Like, I got every bonus area I missed in 2 massive videos at the end, instead of getting them in the video that I missed them in. And the game also had slowed down in parts because my computer back then wasn't the best, so overall, it was a pretty bad project. As for my favourite though, that is really tough because I've done a lot of projects I'm very proud about. I would say it might be my Portal 2 series with Liga, just because that was really fun to do. We have really good commentary together because we've known each other for like a million years. and I'm just really proud about how it turned out. As for like solo LPs, maybe my Metroid Fusion LP, that was really good too. And I'm also proud of my Advance Wars 2 LP, which is one of my silenced ones. It was a lot of work, and I think it turned out really, really well, so yes, those were awesome. But like I said, I've done a lot of projects that I'm really happy about, so yeah. Hooray for that. Next comment comes from Tyson's World of Games, who posts a massive comment. First of all, congrats on 200 subs first off. Smiley face. Thanks for the shout out secondly. Happy face. Sad face. No LP of Amnesia Machine for Pigs. Sad face. Lol face. Yes, an hour of Amnesia would be awesome. Smiley face. Did I mess them up? And here are some questions for the Q&A. Number 1, I already answered. Number 2, I already answered. Number 3, what is your favorite games of all time? I was thinking about this earlier, and there are a lot of games I like, so I'll try and just name a whole bunch of them. But there's stuff like Bastion, Xenoblade Chronicles, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, Persona 4, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, Silent Hill 2, Super Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, Galaxy 2, they were awesome. Pokemon Platinum, Pokemon White 2, The World Ends With You, Devil Survivor Overclock, Devil Survivor 2, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, Metroid Fusion, Metroid Prime, Fallout New Vegas. What else is there? Did I mention Bioshock? I think I did. Like Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, Mario Kart 7. What else is there? Super Smash Bros. Brawl, that's awesome too. Mario Kart, like Wii. What else is there? I know I'm missing games, I know I am. Like, oh yeah, like GoldenEye, Paper Mario, Perfect Dark is also really good. Super Mario Bros. 3. Other games are included. Yes, the list goes on. I've played a lot of awesome games. And those are some of my favorites. Oh yeah, of course, Mother 3. How could I forget that? That's like on my top 10 ever. So yes, Tyson, those are some of my favorite games. Number 4. Do you prefer retro or new age games more? That is actually a very interesting question. And I would say, honestly, probably new age games, just because they're so much more advanced than old games are. I think the big thing is just that there's new technology nowadays. And because of that, you know, gameplay has been improved, graphics have been improved, there's more content in games. There's stuff like DLC, which of course can be done well or not. And of course there will always be some new age games like COD and Modern Warfare, which I don't really care about. And there will be some old ones which I think are really fantastic. Like, I'm a gamer of pretty much, you know, every era. But I think just in general, like design-wise, new age games have been made a lot better because of all the new technology we have nowadays. Oh yeah, and I consider new age games from being the DS, PS2 and GameCube era forward. And his last question is, are you, puts on sunglasses, Augustus Caesar? Yeah! Do. No, I'm sorry. Alright, next question comes from GigaSlayer99, hello Giga, who says, alright August, my Q&A question is, where do you see yourself on YouTube in a year? Also, what starter are you going to pick in Pokemon X and Y? Other than that, man, congrats. Where I see myself in a year? If I had 500 subs, I'd be really happy. I would also like to have a capture card for my 3DS and for my, like, you know, TV so I could record console games. And other than that, probably a new microphone. This one is getting kind of old. And, I'll say that's about it actually. If I could have all of that, I would be very, very happy. And for my starter in Pokemon X and Y, I'm picking Y by the way, and I will be using Fennekin. Because I want to use a Skrelp. I bet Skrelp will be awesome. And, I don't really like Chessmen, especially his second form like Quilladin. Did you guys hear about the theory? They're going after the basic classes in RPGs. Like Quilladin is like the knight, Fennekin is like the mage, and what is he called again? Like Frogadier is like the thief sort of class, so that's pretty cool. As for the rest of my team, if you guys are wondering, I want to use a Sylveon definitely, and probably what is it called? I completely forgot. To the wiki! Sarah B. Oh yeah, Tyrunt, the new rock/dragon Pokemon. That guy is adorable. I'm definitely using him. And I'll probably use a Pancham as well, unless there's like another Pokemon I'm going to use instead that's Dark or Fighting. Unless, of course, Fennekin is fighting. Shock. No. I'm pretty sure it's like definitely going to be Fire Psychic. As for the other types though, I reckon Froakie might be maybe Water Flying or Water Fighting. And I think Chespin is going to be Grass Ground, like definitely. Next question comes from RandomPlayer818. Hello RP. And she says, since you used to do silent LPs before, what made you decide to do commentary instead? Also, do you plan to do those old silent LPs with commentary? Oh, and congrats on 200 subs, now I need to catch up. Yes you do RP. So there are two big reasons why I started doing commentary instead of silent LPs. Number one, my channel wasn't really going anywhere. I had 8 subs after my first year. By the way, RP had 4, so we both had a pretty rough first year. And the second thing, I thought doing commentary would be a lot more fun, and a much better way to pass information over to the viewers. And as for if I'll be redoing those older pieces of commentary, that is a definite yes. There are a few games I definitely want to do, like System Shock 2, my first LP ever, Zelda the Minish Cap, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, and finally the Mega Man Zero series. Those ones I definitely want to do, and I probably won't redo those projects for a very long time, maybe 2 years or so. Because there are quite a few games coming up that I want to LP, so yes. So thank you for your question, RP. Next question comes from Mr. Pastor Gaming, who says, hey August, can you do a video on how you edit and record? Sure I can. I'll do that at the end of this video, so yeah, stick around for that. Next is Mike Cavan himself, who says, here's my question. When the fuck are you doing a Pokemon LP? Pokemon is interesting, isn't it? Because as much fun as it would be to do one, going on adventures with Pokemon, naming all the Pokemon after my friends and arch nemesis, I'm looking at you, Moldorm. Despite all that, Pokemon is overdone. Let's admit it, Pokemon is really overdone. So if I did it, it would probably be at a time when no one else is doing it, which may never ever happen. But yes, I would love to do it someday, but probably not for a while. If I did LP it, it would probably be Platinum or maybe White 2, or maybe even a ROM hack, because I haven't played much of them before, so yeah, that could be fun. So yes, Mike, it will happen someday, but probably not for a while. Next question comes from Apple Pie Queen. Hello, Shuckler. And she says, first of all, well done on being kick-ass and reaching 200 subs. And what to ask you? What's your favourite/least favourite part of LP? Oh, and the montage sounds like a cool idea. Thank you, Shuckler. Right, favourite part of LPing I would say is probably the whole community aspect of it. Talking to fellow LPs, talking to the guys in the comments, joining in co-ops and guest commentary. So the whole community aspect is really cool. As for my least favourite part, editing. Editing just sucks, it's boring, it takes a while, it's not very fun to do. And yes, it's kind of a necessary evil though, you have to do it for your videos, except if you Darren does it with his phone. But the rest of us have to do it, and yes, it sucks. Alright, next question comes from Connor Flynn, who says, what got you started on YouTube? The main reason I started doing LPs is number one, it looked really fun, kind of the whole Slim Kirby NCS thing from before. And number two, I really like the idea of doing, informational stuff. Helping people out if they're stuck in a game, doing it in a very informative and very fun way. So it seemed like a really cool thing to me, so yes. That's kind of the main reason why I started doing LPs. And I'm quite glad I did because LPs are awesome, they are tons of fun. And once again guys, thank you all for your comments and your support and stuff, it really is awesome. Alright, next question comes from Mattio12324, or Yellow Rod if you prefer, who says, when will you show us your face, and what is your opinion about YouTubers advertising their channels? Congrats! Well, number one, Yellow, you already know what I look like. But as for everyone else, I'm sorry, but I don't really want to show my face. Maybe further down the track, but I don't really want to do it today, so I am sorry about that. But here's a picture of Spiky. No, not that one. There we go. As for the second part, what do I think of YouTubers advertising their channels? Generally, I am okay with it if they do it in the right places. If they post on the game forum about the game, then, that's pretty cool. If it's to, their friends, that's fine. If it's, on their partnership network, that is cool. leave your LP as a video response. That's pretty cool as well. But it's really when people go out of their way to like post it on like famous networkers. Hey there! This guy makes great videos. You know who also makes great videos? I make great videos. So please like, favorite, comment, subscribe, send me money, and check out my channel, everyone. Thanks. Smiley face. Those people annoy the hell out of me, so don't do it. Like seriously, Blake used to advertise his channel and he got so much hate for it. In fact, he closed his old channel because of that. It annoys the people who you're doing it to, and it annoys their subscribers as well, so yeah. Don't ever do it, people. But like I said, if you do it in the right place and it's awesome, just make sure it's in the right place. And the worst thing is, people are still going to do it. They always do it, no matter what happens. It's a very dumb idea to do, in my opinion. Next up is a question from Ninspark, a very deep and thoughtful question. How are you doing this fine day? Thank you, Nin. I am well. It is actually 1 o'clock in the morning, and it is dark outside and raining, so yes, fantastic. And thank you for your question, Nin. And finally, we have a question from Darren the Ultimate who says, how much has EGF helped you so far? And this is kind of funny as well, because Darren was like, I'm going to ask so many questions about Ace Attorney, and he asked one about EGF. So yeah, thank you, Darren. But as for how much has helped me, more than you guys could even imagine. And this is kind of a long story, so I'll try and keep it, interesting and short. But during my first year on YouTube, I was living at the place where I pretty much went to high school at, very close to my friends and family. And during my first year, my dad moved in order to do work stuff, and he moved to a place pretty much in the middle of nowhere. It's about 30 minutes to the nearest, big city, and so it's very, very isolated, if you know what I mean. And because I moved down here with him, I knew no one down here. No friends, no family, nothing. So I spent several months just talking to Liga and my other school friends over the internet, as well as doing uni there, and that was about it. I didn't know anyone at uni, I pretty much went there and then left. And then when I started doing commentary, I met Spiky Chainchomp, I met my other good friend Grey T-Shirt Man, I met Darren, and I joined EGF. And from that moment, everything changed. I met a group of great people. We started playing games together, doing co-ops, doing guest commentaries. It was so much fun. And my channel has been really successful ever since then. Like when I first joined, I had about 36 subs, I think. And now I have 200, so yeah, it is awesome. But the main reason I'm glad I joined EGF is just because I met everyone. But really, the main reason I'm glad I joined EGF is just because I met everyone. The group is full of fantastic people. And I went from talking to, Liga and a few of my school friends, to talking to a massive group of fantastic, awesome people. So yes, a big shout out to everyone in EGF, they're great friends of mine. We argue sometimes and a few members have left the group due to life problems and stuff, but despite that, I'm really glad and honored that I can be part of the group. It is amazing. There is my long and sappy answer about it, so meh. And that about wraps up the Q&A, everyone. So thank you for watching today, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright guys, so this is the part of the video where I show you my recording setup. I mostly use these three programs, Audacity, Fraps, and Camtasia. Audacity is sound recording, Fraps is sound and video, and Camtasia is sound, video, and an editing program too. So first of all, Audacity. Audacity is a really, really good sound program. It's completely free, and I would highly recommend it. You can do stuff like, I am recording my voice. I am recording my voice. And you can add effects in, like this massive list here. You can cut it up, paste it, have multiple lines. I am recording my... So yes, it is very, very good. And like I said, it's free, so I'd highly recommend getting it. It is awesome. I use it mostly for like my Q&A, my update videos. Anything that requires me to sit down and talk for a while, I use this. Alright, next is Fraps. Fraps is a video recorder, like I said, but it also does sound, the game sound, your own microphone. It's really, really good. It costs about $40, and this is a setting I use for mine. 30 frames per second, record sound, multi-channel. Really, the only downsides to Fraps is number one, it takes a lot of processor to use, so any lower end computer might have trouble running it. And secondly, the videos it makes are massive. Once you record a video, it goes to your folder, and as you can see, these videos are... Is 18 here? It is 1 hour and 15 minutes, and that equals 54 gigabytes. Yeah. That in about Camtasia would be about maybe 3 gigabytes, but that's because Fraps doesn't compress any of it. It just gives you the raw footage, which is in itself pretty good because it means you can, like, you know, edit it down to any size you want, really. So yes, that's one disadvantage to it, but it doesn't really bother me. Now, as using Fraps itself, you hit your record button. For me, it's F9, and because I uploaded in 1280 by 720, and my computer is 1366 by 768, I actually move my start bar to the side like this, and I put the windowed game right here because it fits perfectly. And with this, I can check the side to see if things are working well. Hello there. And the video will go to your folder. Let's see if we can find it. Let's unmute this. It's now red, which means it's recording. And then I can hit my... Yep, there you go. Pretty cool. So, it's very high quality, really good. And yeah, I suppose last is to talk about... Actually, no, before I get to that, one thing you can also do is you can actually switch your volumes around down here. So if something's really loud, you can turn it down a bit. If it's like pretty quiet, you can turn it up. And one thing that me and Spike can do is when we're recording Cave Story, we actually mute Cave Story in here, and then Spikey adds the game music afterwards, So last we have Camtasia. Now unfortunately I can't show you the Camtasia recorder. Like it's here, but I can't show you the settings to it because I'm actually recording the screen with it. But you can change sound levels, you can also add the webcam if you want. You can select the computer, you know, you can select the system sound or just your microphone, whatever you want. And all stuff like that, so it's very good. And once you finish with it, you can open it in... And once you finish with it, you can open the thing in Camtasia. Camtasia can open most files, including Fraps files, because Fraps are just like, Avi, I think. I actually forget. Yeah, Avi, there you go. So Camtasia can open most files, and once you get them, you can add them to the list. Let's get some Spelunky videos. These ones. And you can do a lot in Camtasia with it. You can add them just by themselves. You can also edit the sound levels if you want. You can silence stuff, turn the volume down, fade in, fade out, all that sort of stuff. You can also shrink them down and have multiple ones playing at the same time, like this. So it's all pretty cool. You can, like, you know, send them forward, send them back, whatever you really want. And yes, there is a ton of stuff you can do with it. You can also add, like, transitions between the two things if they are like this. So now they have a transition there. You can also add callouts in it, and callouts like these sort of things where I'm like, you know, episode blah. There is a lot you can do with it. You can also hide the cursor if you want, if it's in the screen. And yes, a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, unfortunately, the downside to Camtasia is that it's quite expensive. It's about 200 bucks. So yeah, if you guys can afford that, I would recommend just going ahead and using Movie Maker. Movie Maker is quite good. It makes really high quality videos. The only downside is that the editing capacity of it is pretty low. And it's very hard to do, like, you know, precise editing in it. As you can see, it has it like, this. So you can't really see, like, sound levels like you can in Camtasia. And you can't really, like, you know, drag and click and say, between this area, delete. So yes, it's quite bad in that regard. But other than that, it's actually a really, really good program. Makes high quality videos, and it's completely free with Windows. So yes, go ahead and use that if you need to. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to mention. For my videos, I actually produce and share. I use a mode that I made up myself called YouTube Videos, and it is simply the default with let me go back. The size is the editing dimensions, the video settings is 9000, and the audio settings is 256, so yes. So guys, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.